Hello and welcome to Season 4, Episode 17 of the Sajin Photography Podcast. I am your host, Jason Teal, and today I'm going to explain where I've been for the last little while. And it's actually quite an easy answer. There's no mystery, but I figured I would spill the beans on a new project and kind of why I've been a little distant these days. And the reason is that I was hired actually by the city of Ulsan to teach photography at their new Foreigner Support Center next to the city hall. And this is something that I take with great honor and great pride because it's really something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And working with the city of Ulsan is a place that I really had a goal to work with for probably as long as I've been here in Ulsan, South Korea. Now, I have worked with the city many moons ago, and it was a great experience. And that's kind of why I want to work with them again. And also, I really wanted to get my foot in the door so I could actually get them to help me with the Ulsan Online site and group, because I really think that if they could support the group, then we could actually do more stuff for the foreign community. And I really got to thank people like Dan Goche for actually getting me in with the Ulsan Foreigner Support Center, because they're the ones who are actually giving me the space and the budget to actually teach these lessons for free for anyone who really wants to come out and listen to me blather on about, composition and crap like that. The courses basically are offered through the city and they're free for anybody who's living in the city with a proper visa. I think they really have a hard on for the visa. I don't know why, but I think it's for probably a census of some sort. But what I like about these classes is they're giving me free reign to sort of teach whatever I want to. And the premise I went with was basically nothing about sort of how your camera works or all that kind of other stuff that really a lot of the courses get bogged down with. We're more focusing on telling stories and using the camera to communicate whatever idea that you have. Now, we're only about 2 classes in. I just finished the second class today. Both classes have been rainy, so we really haven't gotten out to do too much actual photography, but I'm hoping by the next time we have class, which is every Saturday from 10 till 12, that I can really get the class out. And we're also going to do proper photo walks each and every month. And we're going to try and get around to different parts throughout the city to really show the real beauty that I see in Ulsan. And that's kind of also what I think the city thinks is attractive about these photography courses, because honestly, I really thought there's better ways to sort of spend the budget than on photography. But what I think that they realized when we started discussing the plans for this class is that I'm also showing foreigners around the city and showing them the beauty that I actually see on a daily basis. People don't really think that Ulsan is a beautiful place, and not to toot my own horn, but when they see some of my photos, they may change their mind, especially the ones of the parks and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these students to the parks and show them around. So in a couple of weeks, we're going to go down to the Global Festival down at the Taewa National Garden, and we're going to have a proper photo walk. And I'm really going to help the students get some photos, and hopefully then they can show me what they've got going on. And it's a very diverse group of students. We have UNIS students, we have some teachers, we've got some, a lot of, I would say, very, very smart individuals. I would say probably even smarter than me. So it really keeps me on my toes. But I really am trying to give them something that they can take from this course and, practice and study and make it better. That's ultimately my goal. And I really do want to show them some cool places around the city. That being said, the challenge is also that the class is quite large. I think we've managed to get over 20 students. And with that, there are probably going to be some logistical challenges later on down the line, but I'm going to cross that bridge when I get to it. Now, the course is going to culminate in a exhibition at the, I believe they've booked one of the rooms at the Ulsan Culture and Arts Center. So that's going to be amazing. It's been a while since I've done any sort of exhibition or anything like that. So this really is going to be something special. And I'm just hoping that I can do it justice and make sure that the students learn the best ways that they can through all of this, technical mumbo jumbo and a lot of compositional and woo woo, find your inner balance kind of stuff. And, it's a challenge because going from like an ESL background to sort of this, it is a bit of a challenge. And it's really been a long time since I've sort of jumped into the saddle of teaching photography. I've done it a few times before. If you've been following me for a long time, you'll remember I took a, kind of a venture into the kind of YouTuber video lesson kind of stuff. And yeah, it went okay. But I mean, honestly, like it's a challenge. So in-person classes, especially in a classroom setting like I am at the Ulsan Foreigner Support Center, is a little bit of it's a challenge, I guess, but it's not a challenge in a bad way. It's really keeping me fired up because it's something that all week I'm looking forward to going and teaching these students. And if my students are listening, I think they're absolutely amazing because they're energetic, they're funny. I can't say enough about these guys. Now, moving on, as we're kind of pushing through the course, what I'm actually teaching more is about composition and telling a story. And through that, you can incorporate a lot of different subjects that maybe I'm not, the best person to shoot at, like, people and, objects, things like that. As you know, I'm more of a landscape and travel kind of guy, but we're going to incorporate that into each and every lesson. And then I'm also going to give proper feedback for these photo missions. So the breakdown of the class from now on is going to be, basic greetings at the beginning of the class. And then I'm going to give some critiques on some memorable images that the students sent me. And then we'll get into, in the second half of the class, we'll get into our lesson. Today's was leading lines, and then I'll give them a photo mission, for example, using the leading lines. And then the following week, I will give feedback on those photos that I see. So it really is something that they're going to learn, and I'm going to give them hopefully some good feedback on how to get better shots using their cameras. And I really like the interactions. Like the students have been asking me questions about their cameras and different things like that. So overall, it's a great experience. Now, if you're listening to this and you're here in Ulsan and you're wondering how can you be a part of this, I'll put up the link, and hopefully we're going to do another session, I think starting in July or shortly thereafter. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to take these students and carry them all the way through to December. And then along the way, we'll be starting other classes that will, continually have a class going. So it'll go like intermediate or like beginner, intermediate, and possibly even advanced. We'll see how that goes. And then, you'll stop there and we'll carry on with the other classes. So I'm hoping that this continues for a long time if there's enough people that want to take a photography class with me. But all in all, I do have to thank Dan for getting my foot in the door and getting eyes on me, basically. Like, as I've said before, like I've been kicking around the community. I've had different meetings with the city, but I have never really been like a part of the city in this capacity. And that could be some gatekeeping by different individuals. I know like some of the older foreigners here, like who have contacts, usually don't want any more people getting the contacts, in case, you take something away from them. I don't really see it. It's a scarcity mindset thing, but I really see this as an opportunity for me, and a unique opportunity at that. And I'm really appreciative that Dan could actually open that door for me. And if you are in Ulsan, and I would highly encourage you to go down to the Foreigner Support Center. I'll put the Cacao link in the description as well. But basically, it's just across the street in the, I think it's the Exchange or Foreign Exchange building. It's right on the corner there. It's a new place. It's not they used to have like a global center within the city, but this is a different place. So on the 8th floor of that big building, you'll find the Foreigner Support Center, and they offer a lot of other services. It's not just photography classes. This is where they're doing now the Korean language classes. They're, if you get in trouble, they can do legal help. Tons of other stuff are going on right there. So I encourage you to go down there and utilize everything. And the other thing is that there is a budget for other stuff. So if you have a program or something that you want to get the city to help out with, they can do that as well. So just go and talk to Dan or any of the other staff that are there, and they can help you. And as I said before, either contact me or I'll give the link, and you can contact the Ulsan Foreigner Support Center, and you can get a jump start on registration for the next photography course. Again, it's all free. It's 2 hours in class sessions with me, and then we'll do proper photo walks once a month. But occasionally I'm going to see how it goes. We're going to jump out and photograph some different stuff around the building as well, just to get those muscles fine-tuned for your photography needs. And it's all free, and it's a really good experience. Like they've got snacks and juice and everything set up for the people and the students and whatnot. It's a great experience, and one that it's just, like before a lot of these programs, and I've done this too, where you like meet under a bridge or something, or you're like doing it out of the stanky ass dingy bar somewhere in old downtown, and it's okay, but it's not like a proper learning center. And now we have this, and now it's something that we can actually utilize in a professional manner, in a proper way, and photography is just one of them. So I really encourage you to come out, see if you can register for the next class, and hopefully we can continue this on for a good long time. And as I said before, if you have any other ideas for courses and whatnot, don't be afraid to ask. I know that they want to have bodies in the classrooms to sort of really show the city hall people that this center is being utilized to a proper extent with foreigners learning and interacting with the community. So I think that's probably the best open invitation. Again, I'll put the email and whatnot, all that stuff, so you can contact them and see if they can help you out. I did hear though that, and this is just a little bit of FYI, if you're wanting to fill out the applications for a new program, do it in Korean. So if you have a Korean partner or friend, please get them to help out, because oftentimes these forms are a little bit one size fits all, and it's a really complicated. Like, you're not going to find this kind of language in Duolingo or talk to me in Korean kind of stuff. It's pretty technical, so you will need a Korean's help with that. But with that being said, now you know why I've been sort of distant, and I am trying to sort of get back into the fold of kicking out more podcasts. I've got an interview with John Dunbar in the pipe, and I'll have that out this coming week. It is a really good interview, and if you don't know who John is, well, take a listen next week, because it's a great interview. And as well, if you are interested in the photography classes for free, again, check the notes. I'll put the email and stuff in there, and clear your schedules for Saturdays, because that's when I'll be teaching at the Ulsan Foreigner Support Center. I am going to let you go, and I hope you guys have a great weekend or week, wherever you may be listening to this. Take care, and I'll see you next week.